Have you ever wondered how Montessori education can shape your child's future? You might be surprised by what you learn. Did you know that children in Montessori programs often outperform their peers in academic and social skills? A study from the University of Virginia found that Montessori students excel in reading and math by age 12. Montessori education isn't just about academics. It's about raising confident, independent, and resilient kids. In fact, Montessori students are more likely to develop strong problem-solving skills and emotional intelligence. These are the skills they need to thrive in the real world. Here's something even more shocking. Montessori students report higher levels of happiness and satisfaction. They love learning and feel more connected to their communities. This education system isn't new, it has been around for over a century, and its success stories are everywhere. In this video, we'll uncover how Montessori builds independence, fosters practical life skills, and cultivates lifelong learners. You'll see how respect and responsibility are taught, and why emotional intelligence and resilience are key focuses. Each chapter is packed with unique strategies, interesting facts, and real-world data. Stay tuned to discover the secrets of Montessori and see how it prepares your child for a successful future. This is more than just an educational method, it's a way of life. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. Chapter 1. Building Independence. From Toddlers to Trailblazers. Montessori education is all about fostering independence from a young age. You might wonder, how does this happen? Well, it starts with simple tasks that a child can do on their own. Think about it. A 2-year-old learning to put on their shoes or a 3-year-old pouring their own juice. These small steps are big wins in the Montessori world. The Montessori method encourages children to choose their own activities. This choice isn't random, it's guided by their interests and developmental needs. According to Dr. Maria Montessori, the greatest sign of success for a teacher is to be able to say, "The children are now working as if I did not exist." Studies have shown that children in Montessori programs tend to have better executive function skills. This includes things like planning, problem-solving, and self-control. A study from the University of Virginia found that Montessori students outperformed their non-Montessori peers on these skills. One unique aspect of Montessori is the use of mixed-age classrooms. This setup allows older children to mentor the younger ones. It's a win-win. The younger kids get role models, and the older ones reinforce their own learning by teaching. It's like having a mini-community where everyone has a role. Montessori classrooms are also designed to be child-friendly. Furniture is sized for kids, and materials are within easy reach. This setup empowers children to take charge of their own learning environment. It's all about creating a space where kids feel capable and in control. Another interesting fact: Montessori students often start learning practical life skills early on. These include tasks like cooking, cleaning, and gardening. These aren't just chores, they're opportunities for kids to develop coordination, concentration, and independence. Parents often notice a difference at home. Montessori kids tend to be more self-sufficient. They're more likely to take initiative and less likely to need constant supervision. This independence can carry over into adulthood, helping them become self-reliant and confident. In a Montessori classroom, mistakes are seen as learning opportunities. Kids are encouraged to try again and figure out solutions on their own. This approach helps build resilience and problem-solving skills. It's about learning to navigate challenges, a crucial life skill. The Montessori method also emphasizes the importance of order and routine. Children thrive in an environment where they know what to expect. This predictability helps them feel secure and in control. It's like giving them a roadmap for success. Finally, Montessori education values the process over the product. The focus is on the child's effort and growth, not just the end result. This mindset helps kids develop a love of learning that lasts a lifetime. It's about enjoying the journey, not just reaching the destination. Chapter 2. Hands-on learning, the power of practical life skills. Montessori education is known for its hands-on learning approach. But what does that really mean? It means kids get to touch, feel, and manipulate materials as they learn. This tactile experience is crucial for young children. It helps them understand abstract concepts in a concrete way. One key component of hands-on learning in Montessori is practical life activities. These are everyday tasks that children can do on their own. Think of activities like washing dishes, sewing, or sweeping the floor. They might seem simple, but they teach kids valuable skills. These practical life activities are designed to help children develop fine motor skills. For example, pouring water from a pitcher helps with hand-eye coordination. Buttoning a shirt strengthens finger muscles. These skills are the foundation for more complex tasks later on. An interesting fact: practical life activities also help children develop concentration. In a world full of distractions, the ability to focus is more important than ever. Montessori classrooms provide a calm, orderly environment where kids can practice this essential skill. According to research, children who engage in practical life activities tend to have better self-regulation skills. This means they're better at controlling their impulses and emotions. A study from the University of Minnesota found that Montessori students scored higher on measures of self-regulation than their peers. Montessori classrooms also use specific materials designed to teach practical skills. For example, the pink tower helps children learn about size and sequencing. The dressing frames teach kids how to button, zip, and tie. These materials are not only educational but also engaging and fun. Dr. Montessori once said, "What the hand does, the mind remembers." This quote captures the essence of hands-on learning. When children engage in activities with their hands, they're also engaging their minds. This dual engagement helps solidify their learning. In addition to practical life skills, Montessori education emphasizes sensory activities. These activities help children refine their senses and learn to observe the world around them. For instance, children might match different fabrics by touch or identify scents with their eyes closed. These sensory activities are not just about learning facts. They're about developing keen observation skills. This ability to notice details is a valuable skill in the real world. It helps children become more aware and mindful individuals. Chapter 3: Curiosity Unleashed: Cultivating Lifelong Learners. Montessori education is all about unleashing a child's natural curiosity. You might wonder, how does this work? It starts with creating a learning environment that sparks interest. Montessori classrooms are filled with engaging materials and activities that invite exploration. Children in Montessori programs are encouraged to follow their interests. This means they get to spend more time on topics they are curious about. Dr. Maria Montessori believed that the child who concentrates is immensely happy. This joy of learning is a core part of the Montessori philosophy. Studies have shown that Montessori students tend to develop strong critical thinking skills. They learn to ask questions, seek out answers, and think deeply about subjects. A study published in the journal Science found that Montessori students performed better on measures of academic achievement and social understanding. One unique feature of Montessori education is the use of control of error in learning materials. This means that the materials are designed so that children can see and correct their own mistakes. This promotes independent problem solving and helps build confidence. Montessori classrooms are also known for their focus on deep, uninterrupted work periods. These periods allow children to dive deeply into their activities without distractions. This deep focus helps cultivate a love of learning and a habit of persistence. An interesting fact: Montessori students often show higher levels of creativity. This is because they are given the freedom to explore and create without rigid guidelines. They learn to think outside the box and approach problems in innovative ways. Parents often notice that their Montessori-educated children are naturally inquisitive. They ask more questions and show a greater interest in the world around them. This curiosity doesn't end with childhood. It often continues into adulthood, helping them become lifelong learners. Montessori education also emphasizes hands-on learning. This tactile approach helps children understand concepts in a concrete way before moving to abstract thinking. For example, children might use beads to learn math, which makes the learning process more engaging and understandable. According to research, Montessori students tend to score higher on measures of intrinsic motivation. This means they are motivated by an internal desire to learn, rather than external rewards. A study from the University of Wisconsin found that Montessori students displayed more intrinsic motivation compared to their peers. Chapter 4: Respect and Responsibility: The Montessori Code of Conduct. Respect and responsibility are cornerstones of Montessori education. You might ask, how are these values taught? It starts with creating a respectful classroom environment. In Montessori classrooms, children learn to respect themselves, others, and their surroundings. One way respect is fostered is through the use of grace and courtesy lessons. These lessons teach children practical social skills, such as saying please and thank you, waiting their turn, and listening when others speak. Dr. Maria Montessori said, "Respect all the reasonable forms of activity in which the child engages and try to understand them." Studies have shown that children in Montessori programs tend to display more prosocial behaviors. This includes things like helping others, sharing, and cooperating. A study from the University of Connecticut found that Montessori students showed greater social and moral development than their non-Montessori peers. Montessori education also emphasizes responsibility. Children are given classroom jobs, such as feeding pets, watering plants, or tidying up. These tasks help children understand that they are part of a community and that their contributions matter. Another interesting fact: Montessori classrooms use a system of freedom within limits. This means children are free to choose their activities, but they must follow certain ground rules. This approach teaches children self-discipline and helps them understand the consequences of their actions. Parents often notice that their Montessori-educated children are more responsible at home. They might take on tasks like setting the table, cleaning their rooms, or helping with laundry. This sense of responsibility is a key part of their development. Montessori education also promotes respect for the environment. Children learn about sustainability, conservation, and the importance of taking care of the earth. This environmental stewardship helps them develop a sense of global responsibility. An interesting quote from Dr. Montessori is, "Establishing lasting peace is the work of education." This reflects the Montessori belief that teaching respect and responsibility can lead to a more peaceful world. Children who learn these values are more likely to become empathetic and responsible adults. Montessori classrooms also encourage peer teaching. Older children often help younger ones, which fosters a sense of responsibility and leadership. This mentoring system benefits both the mentor and the mentee, creating a supportive learning community. Chapter 5: Emotional Intelligence, Nurturing Empathy and Self-Awareness. Emotional intelligence is a key focus in Montessori education. But how do Montessori methods help nurture empathy and self-awareness in children? It all starts with creating an emotionally supportive environment. Children are encouraged to express their feelings and understand the feelings of others. One unique strategy is the use of the peace corner or calm down area. This is a special place in the classroom where children can go to manage their emotions. It's a quiet space with calming activities like books, puzzles, or sensory bottles. This helps children learn self-regulation and calming techniques. Dr. Maria Montessori once said, "The greatest sign of success for a teacher is to be able to say, 'The children are now working as if I did not exist.'" This independence also extends to emotional regulation. Children learn to identify their emotions and find ways to cope with them effectively. Studies have shown that Montessori students often exhibit higher levels of emotional intelligence. A study from the University of California, Irvine, found that children in Montessori schools scored higher on measures of social-emotional skills, such as empathy, social problem-solving, and emotional regulation. Montessori classrooms also emphasize the importance of empathy. Children are taught to consider others' feelings and perspectives. Activities like role-playing and group discussions help them practice these skills in a safe environment. Parents often notice that their Montessori-educated children are more empathetic and understanding. They might show more compassion towards siblings, friends, and even strangers. This empathy is a crucial skill for building strong, healthy relationships throughout life. An interesting fact: Montessori education includes lessons on grace and courtesy. These lessons teach children how to interact respectfully and kindly with others. They learn to greet people politely, offer help, and resolve conflicts peacefully. According to research, children who develop strong emotional intelligence tend to have better academic and social outcomes. A study published in the journal Child Development found that children with higher emotional intelligence were more likely to succeed in school and have positive relationships. Montessori teachers use observation as a key tool to understand each child's emotional needs. They observe how children interact, handle challenges, and express their feelings. This helps teachers provide personalized support and guidance.